If you like these videos and you want to check them out a day before or even earlier, before they go up on YouTube, head over to LBRY. There's a link in the description. It's an open source and awesome alternative to YouTube, and I absolutely love it. Hey everybody, it's your friend and your guy and your favorite third noun, Gardiner. So, a law firm in California has brought a suit against Google. What for, you might ask? I'm kind of a little bit giddy about this, but also a little reticent about this. The suit alleges that Google is violating user privacy by continuing to track people even when private browsing mode is engaged in Google Chrome. Now, if you dig into the technical details of this, I kind of have to take a kind of a weird half stance, I think. As a web developer, I kind of understand the idea of Google provides these tools. I take these tools and I integrate them into my website. Even if the browser's in private browsing mode, the tools still work, right? The suit alleges that by doing that, by allowing those tools to actually work even in private browsing mode, well, Google is actually engaging in wiretapping. That's what the suit alleges. Now we're talking about Google Analytics, we're talking about Google AdSense and other tracking technology that Google provides to web developers. And when you engage incognito mode in Chrome, it actually says your web activity might still be visible to websites you visit, your employer or school, or your internet service provider. And that's true. I mean, when you turn on private browsing mode, it's not doing anything extra fancy. But if you don't know how computers actually work, if you're not familiar with the way the web works underneath, well, then you don't know what any of that means. Like, why would websites still be able to track me if I'm in private browsing mode? The way private browsing works is pretty simple. It just doesn't store your session cookies, which keep you logged into websites, and it doesn't store your web history or your searches or anything like that while you're in private browsing mode. But as soon as you leave private browsing mode, you're back to having all of your sessions and your history tracked. But the thing is, like, if you are in private browsing mode, and you log into, let's say, Facebook, who is also an egregious violator of your privacy, well, then if any other website you have open in private browsing mode, if they have a Facebook tracker, they're still tracking you based on your login in Facebook. There's very little separation between tabs. Like, if you're logged in on Facebook and a Facebook website request on another page loads Facebook, it's sending your login information to Facebook. So Facebook's able to track you everywhere you go, even if you're logged in private browsing mode. So on that hand, I can understand where that lawsuit might be a little spurious. However, the question is there something more to this? And I think that there is. See, I think that there is a clear conflict of interest between Google Chrome and Google tracking services. Let's do a little thought experiment. If you turn on private browsing mode or incognito mode in Chrome, what would the normal, average, everyday, non-technical user think is happening? Would they expect that other Google apps and services would stop tracking you if you turn on incognito mode in Chrome? Google Chrome. I think that the answer is yes, absolutely they would expect that. And I think that that's where this lawsuit has legs. I mean, we're not talking about you and I. We're not talking about your average computer user. We're talking about people who don't know much about computers at all. And I'm quite interested to follow this case and see how far it gets. So the lawsuit is being brought on by Boyce, Schiller, and Flexner. It's a law firm in California, and they are suing for $5 billion with a B dollars. That's crazy. This is a class action lawsuit. They want to sue on behalf of anyone who's used incognito mode in Chrome since 2016. I mean, I would qualify as someone who's done that. I have Chrome on my phone. I have used Chrome on my desktop. I've even used Chromium. I still continue to use Chromium to this day. So I would qualify for that. I'm very interested in following this lawsuit and seeing where it goes. All of this, interestingly enough, is coming as just about every attorney general in the United States, along with the Department of Justice, are probing Google's business practices with the intent of filing an antitrust lawsuit, or at least determining if an antitrust lawsuit is necessary. Google has found itself in hot water when it comes to their advertising technology, and there are more than a few voices who are interested in actually breaking up Google's advertising firm into its own thing. And if that happens, I think that they should continue on that legacy with Chrome and Android and YouTube. I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Do you think that Google's ad network is too big? Do you think that they are violating end users' trust by tracking people with analytics, with AdSense in private browsing mode? Let me know down in the comments. I'm curious to know what you guys have to say. I want to give a special shout out to my dude WebFreak over on Patreon. He's one of my top tier Singularity members. Without my patrons, I would not be able to do this. There's 107 amazing people over there, and if you want to become one of the people who helped this show become what it is today, consider heading over to Patreon and chipping in $1 or $2. It really helps the show out. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody out there is staying safe and staying healthy. Please continue to wash your hands, continue to do the things that are good for society. I love you guys. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.